What if your body is already trying to tell you that time is running out? It doesn't shout, it whispers. Subtle changes in your energy, appetite, sleep, things so easy to ignore you might never realize what they really mean until it's too late. Doctors and researchers have discovered that in the final years of life, the body often gives quiet but powerful signals that it's preparing for the end. Most people miss them, especially sign number 3, which many dismiss as harmless. But if you catch these signs early, you might not only add years to your life, you might make those years count even more. Let's take a closer look. After 70, every moment feels more fragile, more precious. And while aging brings natural changes, some shifts in your body are not just age, they're warnings. This video isn't about fear. It's about awareness. Because across decades of research, doctors have observed the same early signs again and again in people nearing their final chapter. Patterns hidden in plain sight. Changes in how you move, how you eat, how you sleep, even how you feel. Today we'll uncover 5 of those early signals your body may be giving you right now. You'll learn what they are, how to recognize them, and, most importantly, what you can still do about them before it's too late. And if you think you've heard it all before, you haven't. Because most people completely overlook sign number 3. But when it shows up, it often means the body has already started to let go. So stay with me. What you learn in the next few minutes could change how you live the rest of your life. Sign 1. Unexplained weight loss. Losing more than 5% of your body weight in a single year, without trying, isn't just a number. It's a red flag your body may be struggling in ways you can't see yet. But this is one of the easiest signs to ignore, especially as we age. Let's talk about Harold. Harold was 79, a retired teacher who had always kept things simple. 3 meals a day, morning walks, crossword puzzles by the window. Nothing dramatic had changed. But over time he noticed his jeans were looser. His wedding ring spun a little on his finger. He even needed a new belt, not because he bought one but because the old one didn't fit anymore. His friends told him he looked great. "Thinner suits you," they said. And Harold smiled, brushing it off as natural aging. But then came the fatigue, the unsteady steps, the weakness in his arms. What Harold didn't realize was that his appetite had quietly faded over the months. He was eating less, skipping meals, and his body was slowly breaking down its own muscle to stay energized. That's the hidden danger of unexplained weight loss. It often doesn't feel like a problem until it becomes one. In seniors, sudden weight loss can signal serious issues. Malnutrition from not absorbing key nutrients. Undiagnosed illnesses like cancer or thyroid disorders. Metabolic shutdown, when the body begins conserving energy as organs weaken. And sometimes it's a sign the body is starting to let go. Here's what you can do. Weigh yourself at the same time each month. Track appetite changes. Ask yourself, do meals feel like effort? Do I feel full too quickly? Have I lost more than 5 pounds without meaning to? So talk to your doctor. Don't guess. Don't wait. Nutrient-dense snacks like Greek yogurt, nut butters, eggs, and protein shakes can help keep your strength up. But identifying the root cause is key. Because losing weight without trying isn't always a sign of health. Sometimes it's the body's quiet call for help before it starts shutting down. Sign 2. Apathy or emotional withdrawal. If someone who once lit up the room now barely lifts their eyes from the floor, pay attention. This isn't just tiredness. It's not just getting older. It could be one of the body's earliest signs that something deeper is shifting. Meet Ruth. Ruth was 81, once the heart of every gathering. She loved to bake, hosted Sunday dinners, and always had a new story to tell. But after her husband passed, something changed, not all at once, but quietly. She stopped calling her friends. Her oven stayed cold. The plants she once cared for with pride began to wilt in silence. Her daughter thought Ruth was just grieving, and she was. But months passed, then a year. Ruth no longer wanted to go outside. She didn't open the curtains in the morning. She began saying things like, "I don't feel like myself anymore," or, "What's the point?" This emotional fading is called apathy, and it's far more dangerous than most people realize. Doctors have found that apathy in seniors, especially sudden or lasting withdrawal, can signal a range of serious conditions. Neurological decline like early dementia, late life depression, which often shows up as numbness instead of sadness, or even a kind of subconscious awareness that the body is preparing to slow down and let go. The real risk? When emotional disengagement is left unaddressed, it accelerates physical decline. Seniors who disconnect socially are more likely to fall ill, lose strength, and experience earlier mortality. So what should you look for? A sudden disinterest in hobbies or people. Skipping social events they used to enjoy. Sleeping more, speaking less, or expressing a loss of purpose. And what can you do? Start small. A phone call. A visit. A walk around the block. Reconnecting even once a day can gently reignite their spirit. In some cases, speaking with a doctor or counselor is essential, especially if they've stopped caring for themselves or seem emotionally flat. Because apathy isn't just a mood, it's a signal. One that says, I might be letting go before I want to. Catch it early. Help them feel seen again. Sometimes, the most life-extending thing we can do is remind someone their life still matters. Sign 3. Sudden sleep pattern shifts. This is the one most seniors ignore because it feels like nothing. But sudden changes in sleep, how long, how deeply, or even when you sleep, can be one of the earliest signs that the body is preparing to slow down. Let's take Walter. Walter, 80, had always been an early riser. Breakfast at 7, asleep by 10. But over the past few months, something changed. He found himself wide awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, napping throughout the day. Sometimes he'd fall asleep mid-conversation or forget what time it was altogether. At first, his family thought it was just restlessness. But when Walter started seeming confused in the mornings and constantly tired in the afternoons, they realized something wasn't right. What they were seeing was a breakdown of circadian rhythm, the internal body clock that regulates sleep, digestion, and alertness. In seniors, this breakdown can point to more than just insomnia. It's often linked to cognitive decline like dementia, metabolic slowdown as organ systems begin to tire, or even preterminal restlessness, a condition where the body starts losing its natural rhythm before the end of life. It might not feel urgent, but it is significant. Your sleep is when the body repairs itself, physically, emotionally, and neurologically. So when sleep becomes fragmented, reversed, or absent, it often means your systems aren't syncing the way they used to. Here's a quick self-check. Are you more awake at night than during the day? Do you struggle to stay asleep or wake too early? Do naps replace your regular night's rest? Has your energy shifted in ways you can't explain? If you answered yes to any of these, take it seriously. Start with simple changes. Get 15 minutes of sunlight in the morning. Avoid screens an hour before bed. Keep a consistent bedtime, even on weekends. Reduce caffeine and heavy meals late in the day. And if sleep continues to decline, don't wait. Talk to a doctor. Ask about sleep studies, medication reviews, or underlying conditions like sleep apnea or depression. Because when sleep falls apart quietly, it's often your body's way of waving a small flag, asking for help while it still can. Sign 4. Decreased appetite or taste change. When meals no longer bring joy, or even taste the same, it's easy to brush it off as a small inconvenience. But in older adults, that fading appetite can be a much deeper signal, one that the body may be quietly preparing to let go. Margaret, 77, was once the queen of her kitchen. Sunday roasts, fresh bread, apple pie from scratch. Food was how she connected with others. But this past year, things changed. Meals sat untouched. Her spices went stale. She told her daughter, "I'm just not hungry anymore." She'd lost 8 pounds in 6 months unintentionally. "That's normal at my age," she said. But it wasn't. In seniors, a sudden loss of appetite, or a shift in taste, can be a key sign of systemic slowdown. It might reflect digestive fatigue as the gut struggles to process food, hormonal changes, especially those affecting hunger and fullness, neurological changes including early signs of dementia, or even organ decline when the body starts conserving energy as it prepares for final stages. Food is more than fuel, it's a sign your body still wants to build, repair, and live. When that drive fades, it's often because those systems are beginning to weaken. Here are signs to watch for. Feeling full too quickly. Skipping meals without realizing it. Relying on bland or processed foods. Sudden disinterest in cooking or eating. Unintentional weight loss. If any of these sound familiar, it's time to act. Start by reintroducing nutrient-dense small meals. Smoothies with fruit, oats, and protein. Scrambled eggs with vegetables. Full-fat yogurt, nuts, soft fruits, bone broth, or mashed avocado. Flavor boosters like lemon, herbs, and warming spices to revive taste buds. Hydration matters too. Seniors often stop feeling thirst even when dehydrated, another silent contributor to weakness and fatigue. And if appetite continues to decline, talk to a doctor. Blood work, medication reviews, or screenings for underlying illness can uncover hidden causes. Because a fading appetite may seem minor, but it can mark the beginning of something far more serious. Don't wait until the body can no longer repair itself. Listen now while nourishment still has the power to bring you back to strength. Sign 5. Breathing changes at rest. If your breathing changes while you're doing nothing at all, just sitting, reading, or resting, don't ignore it. It might not feel dramatic. There's no pain, no panic. Just a quiet, nagging shift. Shorter breaths, a strange heaviness, or the feeling that you need to catch your breath more often than you used to. But this subtle change can be one of the body's most serious early warnings. Let's look at Robert. Robert, 82, had always been strong. A former coach, he prided himself on staying active well into his 70s. But lately something had changed. He noticed himself breathing harder, not while exercising but while sitting still. Watching TV, tying his shoes, even chatting with a friend left him a little winded. He didn't mention it to anyone. "I'm just getting older," he told himself. Until one morning he woke up lightheaded and couldn't catch his breath. His daughter rushed him to the doctor. The diagnosis? Early-stage heart failure, something that had been developing quietly for months. Changes in resting breath are often connected to heart failure, where the heart struggles to pump effectively, lung decline including COPD or scarring, circulatory strain as oxygen delivery becomes less efficient, or late-stage respiratory distress, when the body systems are gradually losing rhythm. Here's what to look for. Shallow breathing while sitting still. Needing to prop yourself up at night to breathe easily. Sighing often or feeling like you can't take a full breath. Breathing through your mouth more than usual. Fatigue after even light activity. Try this quick self-check. Sit upright, inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds, then exhale through your mouth for 6. If you feel dizzy, tight, or struggle to complete the cycle, it's worth speaking to your doctor. Don't wait until it becomes a crisis. Breathing is life's most basic rhythm. When that rhythm changes without reason, it's not just aging, it's your body asking for help. And if you listen early, you might just give your heart and lungs the support they need to keep you going longer than you thought possible. You've just heard 5 of the most overlooked signs that your body might be preparing for the end, long before anyone realizes it. They may seem small on their own. A few pounds lost without trying. A quieter spirit. Restless nights. A skipped meal here and there. Breathing that feels just a little off. But taken together, they can paint a larger picture. A quiet message from the body that something is changing. Slowing. Letting go. The good news is you're not powerless. These signs aren't guarantees. They're invitations. Invitations to pay closer attention. To ask better questions. To act while there's still time to make a difference. Because early awareness doesn't just extend life, it improves it. Let's recap. 1. Unexplained weight loss may signal malnutrition, illness, or metabolic decline. 2. Apathy or emotional withdrawal could be tied to depression, cognitive decline, or even preterminal awareness. 3. Sudden sleep pattern shifts often reflect neurological changes or the body systems falling out of sync. 4. Decreased appetite or taste change suggests the body may be conserving energy or losing its drive to rebuild. 5. Breathing changes at rest, a serious sign of heart or lung strain, often overlooked until it's critical. Now take a quiet moment. Do any of these sound familiar to you or someone you love? If they do, don't panic. Just begin. Begin by noticing. Begin by talking. Begin by acting. Even one small change, a better meal, a deeper breath, a little more sunlight, a call to someone who matters, can shift the path you're on. Your story isn't finished yet. There's still time to rewrite the ending, to choose presence over fear, strength over silence. And if you're still here, still reading, still listening, that means you care. About your health, about your future, about the people you love. So use that care as your guide. The next chapter is still yours to write. If you've made it this far, thank you. That tells me something important. You're someone who listens, who pays attention, and who cares. That already sets you apart. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 signs surprised you the most? Was it the weight loss that seemed harmless? The emotional withdrawal you didn't know had meaning? The breathing that changed ever so slightly? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. It might help someone else realize they're not alone. Your story, your observation, could be the wake-up call someone else needs. Because here's the truth, small changes can save lives. Noticing these signs early doesn't guarantee you'll stop time, but it gives you options. It gives you the chance to take action while your body still has strength to respond. Maybe it means adding a protein-rich smoothie to your day. Maybe it means calling your doctor about sleep you've been ignoring. Maybe it means checking in with a parent or friend you've noticed pulling away. Even one step in the right direction can add strength, stability, and maybe even years to your life. And if this video gave you clarity or comfort, please give it a like. It helps us reach others who may need this message. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss videos like this. Simple, research-backed guidance that could protect your health or someone else's. We're building something here, a community of people who don't run from aging, but walk into it with open eyes and steady hands. People who want to live fully, love deeply, and age with purpose. If that's you, we're honored to have you here. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay connected. And remember, it's never too late to start listening to your body and writing your story your way.